According to a group of planners who design community engagement activities from the Planetizing group, sometimes it's useful to learn from our mistakes. As we look at the design of community engagement activities as applies to theater, here are some of the most common mistakes. Number one, expecting too much of people's time. As theater enthusiasts who love our craft, there seems to be a strong tendency to overestimate the level of time that people are willing to spend participating in community engagement activities. If your call to action captures their attention, people will be willing to give you a whopping 5 minutes. Research your community engagement targets to make sure you're not wasting anybody's time, including your own. You better be able to pitch your theater's mission statement and needs to complete the vision in 5 minutes or less, because that's what people are willing to give. And as Rhine says, programs of engagement are typically derived from the mission. Sadly, the second most common mistake made in community engagement is expecting too much empathy toward your cause. Okay, but that's our job as theater people, to earn compassionate empathy, right? But this is community engagement, not stagecraft. Planetizing's team teaches if your theater focuses too directly on its own objectives and misses the public's top issues, you either infuriate people or drive them away. For the community-based theater, at the core of the investment is an understanding of what sort of engagement can make an impact on the community and improve it as a place to live and work. Rather than expecting empathy, remember, engagement is a way of creating a symbiotic relationship with the community in which the theater is embedded. By engaging, the theater is able to deepen its ties to the community. The last most common mistake is expecting too much knowledge. Is your theater jargon publicly accessible? Planetizing asks, since we are all living in our own theater bubble with our own lingo and understanding to our theater's mission, will you be criticized for asking questions that the community did not fully understand? Think of the community engagement tool of the post-show talkback. If your director wants to talk about 9 apathetic, sympathetic, diabetic old men on roller skates with a marked propensity for procrastination and sloth, and no one else cares or know what he's harping on, the result can be less people willing to engage. This is a problem when the ultimate goal of engagement is to improve society through the actions of your theater, as Rhine states. Fortunately, there are simple remedies for these common mistakes and developing a good community engagement strategy. Realize your time to engage must be rehearsed and well planned, just like your show. Asking theater patrons for 5 minutes of their time seems to be a sweet spot that allows you to collect a fair amount of their input and engage the largest number of participants. And the people who care about the symbiotic relationship between themselves or their group and your theater won't need more than a 5-minute explanation to know how to take the next step and to get involved, if you rehearse and develop your theater's mission statement and needs to complete the vision. Community engagement can simultaneously resonate with agency goals and the public priorities if you know what they are. Know your community's goals, large and small. Are you even in the community you're serving? Do you go to their church? Do you go to the Earth Day or music festival in the community where your theater is? Do you attend outreach events at the schools? Have you ever even been to the community center? You're going to have to reach out if you want to know your community's goals and what they actually care about. Then you figure out what your theater and what your community want in common, and you work toward that. Remember the ultimate goal of engagement. When it comes to expecting too much knowledge, Remember what it was like to be a novice. Planetizen says people find it relatively easy and comfortable to talk about what's important to them or what concerns them about a topic or area. Find out what's important to the people in the lobby verbally. In other words, listen. It's okay. This is a challenge for many theater people. Listen to what's important to the people in the lobby, and then be able to know your theater's mission and values so well that you can think on your feet and state how your theater is doing something about what they care about. Community engagement provides direct interaction with the audience and has a lot of different applications in the theater. Post-show talkbacks, volunteer love the building days, an open meeting about what shows are up for the season, a post-show backstage tour for kids, geared especially toward those retirees who bring their grandkids, and more. Because people don't want to just donate money. They have time and talent to exchange as well. Like Rhine says, the process of engagement provides benefits to the theater as well as to the groups being served. On the local level, the San Francisco Arts Commission is the city agency that champions the arts as essential to daily life by investing in a vibrant arts community, enlivening the urban environment, and shaping innovative cultural policy. The Artistic Legacy Grant funds may be used to support organizational or artistic legacy planning, including transition or succession planning. This includes strategic planning for arts engagement programs. The SFAC also engages directly in their own arts engagement program in their call for peer review grant panelists. If members of the community have an interest in taking a behind-the-scenes look at the grant-making process and are part of the San Francisco demographic, they can apply to be an SFAC grant panelist. This is a really direct opportunity to serve not only one theater, but to serve many theaters through an arts engagement program. On the national level, the National Endowment for the Arts annually funds 2,300 grants in support of arts projects across the country, including grants for arts engagement programs. The National Endowment for the Arts is an independent federal agency that funds, promotes, and strengthens the creative capacity of our communities by providing all Americans with diverse opportunities for arts participation, especially in high poverty neighborhoods and low-income audiences. Their Our Town grant program supports activities that integrate arts and culture and design into local efforts that strengthen communities. Our Town projects advance local economic, physical, or social outcomes in communities, ultimately laying the groundwork for systems of change and centering equity in grants that can mean $25,000 for a theater willing to match that amount toward community engagement. Now, go out there, engage with your community, and improve society through theater.